What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another amazing episode of Zach's Airstream Adventure. Today we are hooking up the brake lights and the running lights, so stay tuned. All right, everybody, so the first thing that we have done today to start this entire process of rewiring the brake lights and the entire lighting system, if you will, is we've opened these lighting compartments to see what lights are actually inside. And so these big ones, the brake lights and the running lights, use this big bulb, and the side ones use this smaller bulb. So we're gonna go get some replacements, and we're gonna get some wiring and get really everything we need to get the job done. Tom's helping out today. What's going on?
We're gonna try it. We're gonna give this a shot.
Yes, we are.
The blind leading the blind.
All right, I'll be back in a bit with some more information. We're at AutoZone right now.
Oh. Make sure you drop the light bulbs.
Not gonna want that one. Yeah. So we found the bulbs, and we got some 16/18 gauge wire, and I think we have everything we need.
We're okay. Yeah, I'm liking those.
All right, we'll make our way back to the Airstream and get going. All right, everybody, we're back from the shops, from getting all of our wire and bulbs and whatnot, and we've gotten this wire run the entire length of the Airstream. What's up, baby? And we're working to hook everything up. So we're just gonna make sure the connection is there. We're gonna make sure everything is working. We have our turn lights, our stop lights, and our backup light on both sides. And we're gonna check to make sure those work. And then once they work and everything is how it's supposed to be, everything's blinking when it's supposed to be blinking, then we're gonna secure them in the walls. And yeah, we'll get back to work. All right, everybody, so right now we're in the process of testing all of the lights. As you can see, we've opened some of them up to check the bulbs. So part of the process of doing this is making sure that the connection from the battery in the front of the truck is being made all the way through the connection between the truck and the Airstream, through the Airstream all the way to the back. So as we've been testing, we haven't been getting a reading of very many volts in the back, which means that somewhere between the back and the connection with the battery all the way up in the front, there's a problem with that voltage transfer. So what Tom and I did is we kind of worked our way backwards, trying to figure out where the problem was. So we first tested back here, and we were getting a reading of around
1 volt.
1 volt. Then we moved our way farther up, and all the way at this connection in the front, we got a reading of 1 volt. So we were trying to figure out what the problem is. So then what we did is we came out, and with the connection between the truck, we got a reading of around 11 volts. So what we knew was that the problem was between this connection right here. So what we've done is we've decided to replace it. So we just got back from the store, and we have a brand new connection here. So this is the female end here, and we have the male end right over there. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna replace the connection piece. Tom has it right here.
Right there. We're going to take this off, resplice it. You can't run voltage at 1 volt. It's a 12 volt battery, so you should be running around 11 or 12 volts. So with our handy little cheap voltmeter, when we tested it, it was like 0.8. So the bulb was so dim, we figured it was a problem of voltage. So as Zach said, we ran it all the way back, and we've seen this before where the connection of the male and the female end, when these plug in, it's so corroded, and we tried to clean it, it just doesn't work. The best thing to do is just replace it. It's a $12 part. You just rewire it, you get a fresh connection all the way through, and then once it's all wired up, if it's nice and bright, you're good. You can test it with a voltmeter. We'll show you here in a little bit once we get that done. So electrical is all about just process of elimination. You start at the very back, you move your way forward, and at some point your voltmeter tells you, hey, I've only got 1 volt, 2 volts, 5 volts, and then when you get up to 12, you should be good. So we'll show you how to use this here in a minute. Zach's kind of learning, he's doing great. So we should have this rewired here in a couple minutes, and we're gonna just do a dry fit. That's why you do all this before you put all the junk on. And then at that point, we should be fired up and ready to go.
Alright everybody, so after about 15 minutes or so of testing to find out the problem of the connection between the truck and the Airstream, we did a lot of what would you call it?
Diagnostics.
A lot of diagnostics, and we found this to be the problem, which was the only connection that we did not replace. So we've obviously decided to go ahead and replace it. But before we do, we've been testing the with the voltmeter to see what kind of feedback we're getting. And we have,
see there how it's flashing, it's almost up to 12.
12 volts on
Right
and
there,
off.
11, 11, 11, so that's your flashing. So the way turn signals work is it'll send 12 volts, then it'll turn it off, then it'll turn it on, then it'll turn it off. And we were getting 6 volts, on, off, or we were just getting a solid 6 and it wasn't even blinking because we had a short across the line. Anyway, it was a giant shit show. So we are going to go by this end, and all of this gets rewired to plug it into either here or into the back of the truck. And then everything has been replaced at that point, and we're getting good continuity, good voltage across all of these wires.
And then once that happens, we're gonna have a full 12 volts that will be from the front of the truck all the way to the back. Tail lights, brake lights, everything. So once we do that, I'll check back in with everybody. All right, everybody, we just had a delicious dinner. And before that, we went to AutoZone and we got the connector that we needed. So we're gonna go back to the Airstream right now and install that. So we'll see you there. All right, everybody, we're getting later and later into the day, and Tom has left the scene, but I cannot thank you enough, Tom, for everything you did today. I learned a lot, and I'm very appreciative for you and everything you helped me with. So just to give everybody a quick update, everything for the most part is wired, and the connection is made, the connection is secured, and when the left turn signal goes on in the car, the left turn signal goes on in the back of the Airstream, same with the right turn signal. I mean, literally everything is working. Some of the lights in the back are gonna need to be replaced. Some of them don't need to be. It's just gonna matter with what I want replaced and what I don't want to be replaced. But with all that being said, another amazing episode. Lots of progress is being made. And thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited. for whatever is next for Zach's Airstream adventure. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.